Gretchen Whitmer has already had a number of lawsuits filed against her stemming from her executive orders.
This week, a federal lawsuit was filed by a member of Michigan's congressional delegation. News 8 political reporter Rick Alvin is live from home with more on that. Rick?
Well, Susan and Brian, some of that litigation has already been dropped. At least one of those lawsuits was ruled against by the court. Some of it's still pending, but this one, as you say, a little different because it's being brought by a member of the congressional delegation, Representative Paul Mitchell. He represents the 10th district in the Thumb. Now, Mitchell says he believes that the governor's stay-at-home order violates several clauses, including Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution that says, quote, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government. And he also cites the 14th Amendment that says in part, quote, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without the due process of law. Mitchell says the governor is acting without the input of other elected officials like the legislature.
Her actions are replacing the state court system and the state legislature and putting all those powers in one person to make a decision. She's described her powers as literally, as recently as yesterday, as a dial that she can ratchet up or ratchet back depending on her assessment of the issues at place. The Emergency Powers Act, in my opinion, wasn't intended to do that. It was intended to provide ability to intervene in an emergency, address the emergency, and then move on. We're going to be dealing with the COVID-19 virus for an extended period of time. I do not believe we should have emergency powers for an extended period of time without the engagement of other elected leaders in that process. It is not intended to be a one-person show.
Now, Congressman Mitchell says he thinks that the 1945 Emergency Powers Act should be invalidated. It remains to be seen if the courts will see it the same way. Live at home, Rick Albin, News 8.
Definitely another interesting twist in all of this, Rick. We'll continue to follow it. Thank you.